Okay, I should be live. All right. So today we are doing online exercises number 2. Woo! Delicious. So let's take a look. What does that mean? Well, this is a live English lesson. Great. And let's see, what are we studying today? Well, in this live English lesson, I'm going to adjust, make sure I'm in front of the camera. Okay. We're going to use online exercises to test and improve our English. And I'm going to say hello in the comments. Let me find my apple. Green apple. Hello and welcome to this English lesson. Okay, so we're going to explore and explain vocabulary if needed. And we're going to have some fun. Right? Since I'm wearing my glasses, that means we're going to be doing a lot of quizzes today. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see what we have. Where is my stuff? Okay, so we're going to be going back and forth between two games. This game is commonly used idiomatic expressions, and the other one is useful interview expressions. So this game is kind of like Jeopardy. I don't know if you've ever seen that game on TV. Let's just do a quick check to make sure I am live. Always good to be. I am live right now. Wonderful. Okay, and I think there's a little bit of a delay, but that will be all right. Okay, so I will be asking questions, and let's see if you guys can get the answers. Bunny Beth says hello. Hi, hi, hi. Or she says hi, I say hello. Right? Let me adjust. I think my microphone's all right. So once again, we're going to be doing two separate quizzes. This one, commonly used idiomatic expressions, and useful interview expressions. So maybe we'll go back and forth and we'll have some fun. I'm just going to adjust my microphone. Okay, I think. All right. Mahmoud Shabani Fard says, hi, master. Woo, like Kung Fu master? Yeah. All right, welcome. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's start with commonly used idiomatic expressions. So let's jump in and see what happens. Okay, so there's going to be a question. Question number 1 is, I guess, 100 points. And it already has a timer, so let's do it. Hang on a minute. So underlined is hang on. Does hang on mean A, wait, B, come in, or C, go out? What is the meaning of hang on in this phrase? Hang on a minute. Is it A, B, or C? Here's your music. Time's up. I should have watched the timer. So we didn't choose an answer. So the correct answer is wait. I'm going to watch the timer a little bit. Yes. Benny Beth, A, right. Totororo says, gives a thumbs up. Olga Svetova says, hello. I say hello. All right. So yes, Mustafa RZ says, wait. That's correct. So there's a timer on here and I need to watch it. So I'm going to choose the answer before the timer goes up. So let's go to the next question. We'll take a look. Here we go. All right. Next question. Question number 2, 100 points. I can make do with $60 a week. What does the phrase make do mean? Is it A, create something, or B, manage? Okay. Timer's there. I'll play some music. Okay, there are just a couple of seconds, and then manage. Yes, manage is the answer. Mahmoud Shabani Fard says manage. Yes, that's the correct answer. All right. Aha, right, BBBs, right. To make do. Make do with something means that you manage, right? You're able to survive, you're able to thrive, you're able to keep going with, in this example, $60. So it's enough. It might not be a lot, but it's enough. I can make do, right? It's a common idiom. All right, let's jump over to the other game. 2 games at once? What? Okay, so these are useful interview expressions. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will click on one and it will have questions. Ooh, juicy. Here we go. Let's take a look. Let's do for 100. All right, timer. May I think about that for a moment? Is the meaning of this question, is it A, agreeing with somebody, disagreeing with somebody, interrupting somebody, asking for clarification, or giving yourself time to think? Ooh, what do you think? May I think about that for a moment? What do you think? A, B, C, D, or E? Here's some music. All right, time's going out, so give yourself time to think is the answer. I kind of wish it didn't have a timer there, but I don't have much choice about that. So if you say, may I think about that? It's giving yourself time to think, right? You want to take a moment to pause. Just let me collect my thoughts, maybe. I need to think about something, or I need to consult. I need to talk with someone. All right. So next question. Oh, it's quick because there's the timer just zooms right by. Here we go. Let's go for, how about expression number 2 for 300 points? Why not? Pardon. Does that mean A, asking for clarification or repetition, asking somebody for their opinion, saying something in another way, summing up, or giving yourself time to think? So if someone says to you, pardon, what do you think? Ooh, the timer's going down. I might just skip the music. A, B, C, D, or E? Someone says, pardon. 9, 8, 7. Right? The answer should be A. Aha. Ooh, pardon. So if I say to you, my house is on fire, and you say to me, pardon? You're asking me for clarification or repetition. All right, so what does clarification mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look at the dictionary. What does clarification mean? All right, if you ask for clarification, here we go. The action of making a statement or situation less confused and more comprehensible. Right? So clarification, explanation, elucidation, illumination, and on down the line. So if we're looking for clarification, let's hear it.
Clarification. Clarification.
Clarification, right. All right, let's go back to the game. Let's find it here. So you can say pardon, right? To say, I don't understand, or could you repeat that? All right, so that's 2 questions over there. Ooh, Mustafa RZ, I think, has been looking at the dictionary. He says, an explanation or more details that make something clear or easier to understand. Yes, clarification. Right. All right, let's go back to the idiom game. Ooh, here we go. We're going to the next question. Remember, we have a timer, and I will choose the answer before the timer goes up so we can have one. Here we go. All right, race cars, wonderful. Next question. Question number 3. All right, never mind, I'll do it later. Does never mind mean clear your mind, or does it mean it doesn't matter? What do you think, A or B? What is the meaning of never mind? Okay, right off the bat, we have B's from Mahmoud and Mustafa. And I would agree. Never mind means it doesn't matter. And never mind, I know is an idiom I've covered at Abolingo. And yes, it just means like don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. It's no problem. We can keep going. Yeah, don't worry about it. Never mind, I'll do it. Okay, next question. Mahmoud Shabana says, what a beautiful but relaxing song it is. Ah, I couldn't agree more. And it's perfect for studying English. Okay, next question about common idiom expressions. Right. Here we go. Question number 4, points 100. Okay. I'm a bit tied up at the moment. What does tied up mean? Does it mean I'm busy? Or does it mean I've been arrested? Ooh, good question. Okay, that's quick for Mahmoud, Bunny Beths, and Mustafa RZ saying I'm busy. Right. I'm busy is the right answer. Now, I'm a bit tied up. If we look up the word tied up in maybe in the image, because there's a literal meaning, right? Tied up, let's see, tied up with rope. So you could say this person is tied. Oh, actually, you can't see it. Let me show you. There it is. Okay. So I'm looking at pictures of tied up, right? So I typed in tied up with rope, right? And so there's a literal meaning to tied up, but it's not always the literal meaning, right? So tied up with rope, if you're giving more specifics, you know, you're literally tied up, you're stuck. However, in this situation, where's the game? There it is. I'm a bit tied up at the moment. Doesn't mean I have ropes wrapped around me. It means I'm busy, right? I've been arrested. Yes, Mahmoud Shabanifard says, Olga Svetova says, just a bit arrested, obviously. Yes, Mahmoud says, as I know, arrest means to capture or to detain somebody, right? And let's find a nice picture that goes with arrested, shall we? Let's see. Let's put the police arrested the thief. How about that? Right. So this guy has been arrested for something. I don't know. Maybe he stole something. Maybe he hurt someone. Maybe he robbed something. Right. Detained. Right. And if we want to get technical, there actually is a difference between detained and arrested. And I can speak only from my experience when I was working as a police officer. Detained was temporary. So the police might detain you on the street to ask you some questions. Maybe they want to just hold you for a moment to ask you a few questions. Arrested is more formal. That means there's going to be paperwork. There's going to be a report. That means you're going to be going to jail. So if you're detained for a moment, it's like a momentarily, they're holding you or stopping you for a moment. But if they arrest you, that's going to be a bit more long term. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the quiz. All right. All right. Next question. I'm so ready. Here we go. Question. Next question. Here it is. Question number 5 worth 200 points. All right. Go ahead. I don't need it. Does go ahead mean move forward or help yourself in this situation? Go ahead. I don't need it. Interesting. Time for music. Okay, this one might be a little bit tricky. The answer is help yourself. Mahmoud says la 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 la, right? I guess, or la 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 with the music, right? Okay, let's see if we can explain this one. Go ahead, I don't need it. And let's see if I can find a better place to explain it. One moment. Okay, let's find it. Okay. I'm going to put in a text box. It's showing up. Okay, let me make the font a little bit bigger. Okay, so the example was go ahead, I don't need it. Right, and the options were what? A was move forward, I think. And B was, what was B? Let's take a look. Help yourself. Okay, help yourself. Okay, so, and then this was underlined. So go ahead, I don't need it. The important part, this is the part that's going to make all the sense that we need to know before we choose our answer. I don't need it. Now, it could be food, it could be a tool, it could be a bed, a car, clothing, something like that. Whatever it is, I don't need it. So if I'm talking to you and I say I don't need it, and I'm saying to you, go ahead, it probably means that I'm offering it to you because I don't need it, right? So go ahead, help yourself. Take the food, take the clothes, take whatever it is, whatever it is. So go ahead here means help yourself, right? Now, if it was go ahead all by itself, let's see, we'll put another one. Let's see if I can, right? All right, so if it's go ahead by itself and you say maybe like go ahead in line, right? Then that would mean move forward, right? But it all depends on the context. So go ahead in line, move forward. Let's see, Mustafa RZ said to someone in order to give them permission to start doing something. Yes, so in this situation, there we go. It says, go ahead, I don't need it, right? Something I don't need, I'm giving you permission, just like Mustafa said. So help yourself. So that is the correct answer. And let me we'll highlight it in that color. Maybe. We'll make it bold. How about that? So go ahead, help yourself, right? I don't need it. All right, let's go back. All right. Let's go back to Mahmoud says, oh my God, it changes my perception about this phrase. And I would urge you to not only look at the phrase, you need to look at the situation, right? When they say, I don't need it, suddenly we're not talking about physically moving forward. We're talking about sharing or letting someone else use an item or something that we have no use for, right? So it's important to look at the words around in the situation. Okay. Let's go back. We just did 2 questions with idioms. Let's go back to useful interview expressions. Here we go. Let's take a look. Why don't we do expression 4, 200. All right. In other words, ... Are we agreeing with someone, asking for clarification, saying something in another way, summing up, or giving yourself time to think? In other words, what do you think? All right, Mahmoud says C. Let's take a look. Very well done. All right. So this one's kind of straightforward, right? In other words, which is like a different way of saying something in another way, in a different way, using different words, right? Maybe synonyms or similar words, but in a separate way of explaining something. All right, let's go to next. All right, how about we'll do this one, 100. What I'm trying to say is, All right, are we agreeing with somebody, summing up, asking for clarification, saying something in another way, or interrupting? What do you think? Okay, I believe. Do a wrong one. Yes, it's D. All right, I tapped the wrong one there. Good. It's good to see what it looks like when it's wrong. So the correct answer is saying something in another way. What I'm trying to say, right? So it's similar to the one before that you're explaining something in a separate way, in a different way, right? Okay, let's go back to idiomatic expressions. All right, let's find the question. This one has less choices, so there's more time to think about them. Here we go. All right, question number 6, points 200. I can't make it to your party, I'm afraid. So in this context, in this sentence, what does make it mean? I can't make it to your party, I'm afraid. Does it mean come, or does it mean make a cake? Okay, what do you think? I can't make it to your party, I'm afraid. We have an A. Right, a little bit of music. All right, I can't make it to your party means I can't come to your party, right? I'm unable to attend. Let's see, what other words can we find for attend? Let's take a look in the dictionary. All right, so let's say we're going to attend a party. What other words can we find for attend? All right, so the meaning is to be present at an event, meeting, or function. All right, the entire sales force attended the conference. All right, so we have, all right, to be present at, be there at, sit in on, take part in, and on down the line. Right, so that is the meaning for attend. Right, attend a party, be there, be present. Right, okay. All right, so let's go to the next question. Let me change the screen back. There we are. All right, next question. All right, question number 7, points 200, whatever that means. Do you feel like a coffee? Now, feel like, does it mean like, or does it mean want? Do you feel like a coffee? What does it mean, like or want? Okay, 5 seconds. So do you feel like means do you want, right? Yes, B. I see Mustafa RZ says, I can manage to come to parties once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon is a nice idiom, which means very rarely, right? Hardly ever. I can only come once in a blue moon, right? All right. I think you guys love the music. All right, let's go back to the other type of questions with 5 choices. All right, let's go to the next. Why don't we choose the 500 one? Why not? All right, how can I best say this? All right, is it disagreeing with somebody, giving yourself time to think, saying something in another way, or interrupting? What do you think? How can I best say this? See, what do you think? Saying something another way, giving yourself time to think, interrupting or disagreeing with someone. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to stick with, it's B. It's giving yourself time to think, right? So you're asking yourself a question. how can I best say this, right? So you're thinking about another way to say something, but you haven't figured it out yet, right? So you're saying, okay, how can I best say this? You're trying to pause the conversation. You're trying to hold on a minute because you need to think. Like maybe you explained it one way, but nobody has a clue what you're talking about. So you're like, okay, how can I best say this? After you would say that, how can I best say this? You would be quiet for a moment because you're thinking, right? So if we were talking about the word attend before, I'm unable to attend the party, but someone's, no, everyone's looking at me, they don't understand. I'm like, okay, how can I best say this? And I pause and I take a moment and I say, okay, I won't be present at the party. I can't come to the party. So I'm still trying to think of a different way. I pause for a moment to get some mental clarity, I guess, and think. So how can I best say this is giving yourself time to think. Mustafa RZ says we can use this too. Right? Sure. It's a different way. If you're like, you look up in the air, the person's probably going to understand that, you need some time to think. All right, next question. All right, let's see what we have. Let's do this one. I don't entirely agree with you. Is that A, agreeing with somebody, B, asking somebody for their opinion, C, disagreeing with somebody, D, summing up, or giving yourself time to think? What do you think? I don't entirely agree with you. All right, I'm seeing answers. Aha. C, right? I don't entirely agree with you, which is basically a nice way to say, you're wrong, or I think you're wrong. Let's see. I'm going to type that one in. Okay. So if someone says, I will do it, I got to change the language on my keyboard. 1 second. There we go. Okay. I don't entirely agree with you. All right. So we know that the answer is to disagree, right? But it's a nice way to disagree. It's kind of a respectful way. You don't want to make an argument, so you're trying to find a nice way. You could say, it's a nice way to disagree with someone. Right? We could even say it's a respectful way. A disrespectful way would be like, what? You're wrong, man. You have no idea what you're talking about. But if you say, I don't entirely agree with you, then it kind of leaves the idea that you might agree with some of what they say, but not all of it, right? So entirely, let's look up entirely, shall we? Let's see, where's my dictionary? I'll find it here. There it is. All right, entirely means like 100%, everything, right? Here we go. Completely. We have an entirely different outlook, right? Absolutely, completely, totally, fully, right? Wholly, entirely. Yes, Mustafa RZ says it is a diplomatic way, right? Especially if you're dealing with someone who is above you in rank or in influence or maybe more powerful than you, and you need to maintain a good relationship, right? And they may be saying crazy things, like idiotic things, but you need to maintain the relationship. So you would say, I don't entirely agree with you, right? And it's just a respectful way to say, I have other ideas, right? All right, let's go back. All right, and let's see. I think we just did 2 questions there. Maybe we'll do 3 here because we have more over here. All right, let's go. Next question. Let's do 300. What are your feelings about? Is the meaning A? Is it asking for clarification, repetition, asking somebody for their opinion, disagreeing with somebody, summing up, or giving yourself time to think? What do you think? I think it's time for music. Okay. All right. I see a lot of couple of B's. That's good. So what are your feelings about something? What are your feelings about this? What are your feelings about the topic? What are your feelings about the movie that we just saw? So you could use this expression in many different situations. What are your feelings about the food? What are your feelings about the service? You know, was the waiter kind of slow? Was he disrespectful? Whatever. What are your feelings? So we're asking somebody for their opinion. And this is a very common way, and it's quite respectful because most people will feel appreciated if you ask them about their feelings, right? What do you think? And if you focus on them, right? If you say, what are your feelings? And then you walk away, well, you're kind of giving conflicting signals. All right. So the answer here is asking somebody for their opinion. All right. Let's go back to the idioms game. Da, da, da. Here we go. Let's go. Next question. Question number 8, 200 points. Come on, make up your mind. Does that mean grow up, learn something, or decide? Okay, make up your mind means to decide, right? So make up, well, make up your mind. Let's see. I'm going to type that one out so you guys can see it. Right? Make up your mind. That's the idiom. Make up your mind, right? And let's see a couple things here which might be ways to misunderstand it, I guess. If you only look at makeup, right? Let's see, how do they spell it? With a hyphen? Makeup? Maybe that's how they do it. Makeup, oh, you guys can't see, can you? Aha, so we'll do it. Make up your mind, right? So that's the idiom. And it just means to decide, right? However, inside the idiom, there is makeup, right? And if we look at makeup in pictures, let's see if we can find it here. Da, 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 there it is. Makeup. Puts together makeup. If you just hear it, we're talking about what women put on their face, right? Or actors or Halloween or whatever. Oh, this woman has a beard. Nice. All right, so makeup, if that's what you hear and you only hear those words makeup, you might think they're talking about, you know, stuff they put on their face. But that's not quite what we're looking for. The idiom is make up your mind. And why isn't it typing? Da, da, da. 1 second. My computer is lagging. Make up. There we go. Make up your mind means to decide, right? Make up, to make it even more confusing, you could say make up your bed. As in clean it up, prepare it, put it so it looks nice again. But once you have this phrase inside, make up your mind, all together, it means to decide, right? Okay. Yes, Mustafa RZ says, I haven't made up my mind where to go yet, right? Maybe you want to make someone hurry, right? Okay, the train leaves in 5 minutes. Make up your mind. Are you coming or are you going? Are you staying or are you going with us? All right, let's go back to the quiz. So, make up means to decide. All right, let's go back to this one because we have so many questions. So once again, useful interview expressions. Let's go next question. We got a lot here. All right, how can I put this? Are we asking for clarification, agreeing with somebody, saying something in another way, summing, or giving yourself time to think? We had another one which was similar to this, so let's see what happens. Okay, so we have a D, we have an A. Ooh, how can I put this? Let's see. It's once again, it's giving yourself time to think, right? How can I put this? How can I say this? So at that time, it's like before, you might go, and you're trying to think of a different way, a separate way to say the same thing, or a similar way, right? So if you ask a question, you're not asking the people, it's kind of like you're asking yourself the question, and you're trying to create a pause in the conversation so you can find another way to explain something. Okay. So the answer is E, giving yourself time to think. If you say, how can I put this? Because you want to pause and you want a moment to think. Right? Next question. Here we go. Let's do this one, shall we? I couldn't agree more. Are we disagreeing with somebody, agreeing with somebody, asking somebody for their opinion, or giving yourself time to think? What do you think? I couldn't agree more. All right, I couldn't agree more is agreeing with someone. And it might be a little bit confusing because we have the couldn't, which is could not. So we might be thinking not agree, which would be disagree, but the answer is agreeing with somebody. So I could not agree more. So if I could agree more, I mean, yes, it's the right one. It's the right one. I couldn't agree more. So it's a really extra way to say that you really agree with someone. I couldn't put it any better. I couldn't do it any better. I couldn't agree more. It's kind of like agree is like at 100%, but you'd like to agree even more. I would like to agree so much because I really believe in what you're saying. I couldn't agree more. So this is something you'd say if you agree with someone. A little bit confusing, I know, because it seems like it should be a negative, which would turn it into disagree. But Mustafa RZ says it's a native people's test. Well, either way, it's a good opportunity for you guys to learn, right? Because this is how people talk. This is how native speakers talk. So I couldn't agree more. I'm trying to think of a better way to explain it. But, well, let's say it was the opposite. If it was I couldn't disagree more, that means you really disagree with something. If you say I couldn't agree more, that means I really agree with something. Layla Almeida says, I'm confused now. Yes, let's see if I can try to explain it a little bit better. All right, give me a sec. So what is it? I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Now the opposite would be, I couldn't disagree more, right? Yes, Mahmoud says, a little bit perplexing it is, right? This is one of those phrases that with practice, it would be easier, especially with context, right? So let's say I said to you guys, English is very useful. Someone might say, oh, yes, I couldn't agree more, right? Or if I said something like, I think we should all jump in the river. And then someone says, what? I couldn't disagree more. The river is icy cold and we're all gonna die. The trick here, let's see if I can try to explain it another way, is the word, I think more is kind of the trick, right? If we only have I couldn't agree, right? Then yes, I don't agree. I could not agree with you. However, once we stick in more, it's like suddenly the agree becomes very important. I couldn't agree more. And so this is the focus now. Agree more. Or if it's over here, disagree more. So in other words, I couldn't agree more is I really agree, right? I couldn't disagree more is I really disagree. All right, let me move that one over. Okay. Mahmoud says, for this reason, its score was so high up to 500. Right. Okay. So I'm going to say it one more time and we'll get back to it. I couldn't agree more. Keep a look at the word more because it's going to be I really agree. More of what? More agreeing. I couldn't disagree more. More of what? More disagreeing. Okay? Yes, on this one, Layla Almeida says more is the focus. Yes, more is what you need to focus on here. Because if you don't have more, if you say I couldn't disagree, then it's just I could not disagree, right? But I couldn't disagree more, I really disagree. This is one of those that it's much easier once you see it in practice because talking about it and dissecting it and cutting all the words apart can make it more confusing. But oh, right. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. So I couldn't agree more. I really agree. And let's see. I couldn't disagree more. I really disagree. All right. Okay, let's get back to the quiz. I couldn't stand more means I can't bear, right? Yes, that's right. All right, I think we'll move on. That one's a bit of a tough one. Like you said, it's 500-point question. All right, here we go. All right, let's do 300. All right, it's hard to disagree with that. Are we disagreeing with somebody, agreeing with someone, asking somebody for their opinion, or summing up or interrupting? All right, now it's hard to disagree with that. So are you disagreeing, agreeing, asking somebody? What do you think? Ooh, I think we're going to get our confidence back with this question. It's hard to disagree, right? It's difficult. It's hard to disagree with that. So this time you would be agreeing with someone, right? Why? Because it's difficult to disagree. I don't feel like disagreeing with you. It's hard to do it. So I think what you're saying is correct. I'm agreeing with you. Okay. All right, that one's much more straightforward, right? But it was still a 300-point question, so it's not the easiest one. All right, here we go. Let's do one more here, and then we'll go back to the idioms. Let's go to 400. Perhaps I should make that clearer by saying... Perhaps I should make that clearer by saying... All right, are we agreeing with somebody? Giving yourself time to think? Saying something in another way or summing up? Music? All right, perhaps I should make that clearer by saying saying something in another way. See, the choices down here haven't really changed that much, right? But all of the options of communicating these are changing. Oh, language is wonderful. Let's see, Mahmoud says that was as easy as falling off a log, right? Mustafa Arzi says, before he says, it's a piece of cake in comparison with the previous one. I agree. All right. So the answer on this one, perhaps I should make that clearer by saying something in another way. All right, let's go back to the idioms. Right, cars are racing. Next question. Question 9, points 200. Don't believe anything he tells you. He's just pulling your leg. All right, does pulling your leg mean joking, stupid, or running? What do you think? Okay, don't believe anything he tells you, he's just pulling your leg, is A, joking. Right. Looks like you guys know that if you pull someone's leg, you're just joking. But if Mustafa RZ says only sensible choice. Perhaps we're using the process of elimination, which is wonderful for tests, but not so good for real life. Because very rarely in life do they give us multiple choice answers when they talk to us. But this is good practice, right? It's great practice. Okay. So if you pull someone's leg, it's not literal. It doesn't mean you're actually grabbing their leg and pulling, which would be kind of creepy and strange. But the idiom pulling someone's leg means to joke, right? Okay. All right. All right, let's go to the other one because we have a lot more questions here. Let's do 200. What are your views on? All right, are we asking somebody for their opinion, interrupting, asking for clarification, agreeing with somebody, or giving yourself time to think? What are your views on? Okay, what are your views on? Yes, we are asking somebody for their opinion. What do you think about this? What is your perspective? What are your views on the movie? What are your views on global politics? What are your views on the new president? What are your views on the latest rumor that our neighbor is crazy? Right? So we're asking somebody for their opinion. Right. Right, next question. Ooh, we're getting down. Let's go to this one, 400. I see things rather differently here. All right, are we agreeing, disagreeing, interrupting, asking for clarification, or giving yourself time to think? I see things rather differently here. Okay, so I see things rather differently means you're disagreeing with someone, right? And it's a respectful way to do it as well. Before, I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't see things entirely the same as you, or something like that. Once again, it's diplomatic, it's respectful. We want to maintain relations, but we also want to communicate that, I don't completely agree with you, or I see things from a different perspective in a different way. Okay, right. I see things rather differently is disagreeing with somebody. All right, let's go back. I'm not sure how many questions are left in this quiz, but we'll find out. Next one. Question 10, points 200. I've never been really good at talk. Right? Would we say little talk? Would we say small talk? I've never been really good at talk. What do you think? Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. I've never been really good at small talk. Right. So let's see. Can you guys give me some examples of small talk? What does small talk mean? And we're not quite talking about size. It's not something you can see. It's more of a concept. It's an idea. Can you guys think of any ideas? What are small talk? See, Mahmoud says chat. And it would be kind of talking, but we need a specific. What are the topics? Because when we talk about small talk, we are talking about the content of the conversation. Let's see. Let's go to pictures. I like pictures. Where are we? There we are. All right. So I'm just going to put in small talk and see what shows up. Okay. There you go. Here's a good example of small talk. And she says, how's the weather? And then maybe he's like, okay, it's cloudy, or there are a few clouds and it's sunny. So, here we go. Let's see. Mustafa RZ says, conversation about things that are not important, often between people who do not know each other well. That sounds straight out of the dictionary. Wonderful. Let's see. Layla Meda says, short dialogue. Mustafa RZ, synonym, chit chat, informal. Okay. Well, the important thing to remember about small talk is the content, right? And it's exactly what Mustafa RZ just put in the comments. We're talking about things which are not really important. I mean, the weather is important, right? It's always good to know if you need an umbrella or not. But we're not talking about things that are going to make or break their lives, right? Now, if she went up to him and said, how is the situation going with your wife? I know she tried to divorce you. He would be like, awkward question. That would not be small talk, right? So let's see. Here's some other examples of small talk. The weather, maybe coffee, or what did you think about the food, stuff like that. Or sports team. Oh, did you watch the game or the match last night? These are examples of small talk. So they're talking about things that they don't have a lot of consequence, right? But they still communicate, and you can still put out good vibes with people. You can smile, you can talk about these things, but they're not like really deep subjects. Deep subjects, religion, politics, family life, someone cheating on someone else, something that really emotional or inside your life, right? Okay. All right, let's go back to the quiz. All right, here we go. Next one. Right, question 11, points 100. I couldn't tell you the answer. I'll have to look it up. I couldn't tell you the answer off my hands. I couldn't tell you the answer offhand. I couldn't tell you the answer offhand. This is a good idiom. Let's see. What do you guys think? All right. I couldn't tell you the answer offhand. All right. This is probably one that you'll need to memorize because it's not so obvious, because all of the answers have to deal with hands, right? And offhand, so it's in there. There's no space. It's offhand. I couldn't tell you the answer offhand. So in other words, I can't tell you the answer in this moment because I don't know it. It doesn't come to my head very quickly. I may need to think about it for a longer time, but offhand, immediately right now, I don't know the answer, right? So offhand just means what I'm able to do right now in this moment. Like if you said, what is 502 million times 497,641? You'd be like, I can't tell you the answer offhand, but if I get my calculator, then I can tell you the answer. Maybe another question would be like, how do you spell the last names of all the presidents in the world? Someone would say, well, I can't tell you offhand, but I could do some research and I could go find the answer for you. Maybe another one. Can you tell me the history of all of the world wars and the reason for the wars in all of history? Like, well, offhand, I don't have an answer, but I'll do some research and get back to you. Okay. All right, let's see how many questions are left on this quiz. It might be done. Oh, got another one. Here we go. Final question. Woo! All right, what's nothing? Why do you ask? All right, short conversation. Do we say what's off or do we say what's up? What do you think? Let's hear the music. Okay, so we say what's up. And the reason that it's an idiom is that if you're not familiar with it and someone says to you, what's up? They might go like this. And then they'll say, the ceiling, the sky, the clouds. That's what's up there, right? Up. But it's an idiom, so it has an extra meaning, which is like, how are you? What's happening? What's going on? What's shaking, man? Yes, Mustafa say, how's it going? Hey, buddy, how you doing? How have you been? Howdy, hello. There are a lot of ways to greet someone. All right, so what's up is the answer, and I think this is the end of the quiz. Yay, congratulations, you are the champion. Ah, I might have to print the certificate and put it up on my refrigerator. And I want to thank you, you guys helped me. See, Mustafa Aziz says, don't hit the rock by that car. I think there were some bad drivers. All right, so let's go back and see if we can finish the other questions. All right, here we go. Mustafa Aziz says, hey dude, what's up? Right? Here we go, let's get through these. In short, all right, so this is the introduction to a sentence. In short, are we asking somebody for their opinion, saying something another way, giving yourself time to think, summing up, or disagreeing with somebody? In short, what do you think? Okay, in short, summing up. Yes. So summing up just means the same thing as in short. You're taking a lot of information and you're trying to condense it down to a few sentences or a short phrase. Or in short, the research findings were that we should not eat pure sugar because it rots our teeth. So maybe there's this huge research project that has like, a 1,000-page paper. And at the end it says, in short, studies show that eating sugar directly from the jar is not good for your teeth. Right? Mustafa RZ says, in summary. Let's see. Mahmoud says, to recapitulate it briefly. Ooh, recapitulate. Nice word. To talk about it briefly, to explain it briefly, right? Mustafa RZ says, all in all. Ooh, all in all, it was a great day. Right, let's go to the next question. All right, let's do a 500. Yes! I'm afraid I didn't catch that. All right, are we asking for clarification or repetition? Are we asking somebody for their opinion? Or are we saying something in another way? I'm afraid I didn't catch that. What do you think? Okay. All right, so the answer is A, asking for clarification or repetition. And when we say, I didn't catch that, it's kind of literal, right? But not so literal that you're going to grab it like you're going to grab a bug or you're going to catch a ball. But you're trying to catch the information that's flowing towards you, right? And maybe you didn't hear something or, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, right? You're asking them to clarify or repeat. All right, next one. Let's do 400. When I get through this, ooh, true enough. All right, are we disagreeing, saying something another way, giving yourself time to think, agreeing with somebody, or summing up? What do you think? True enough? All right, true enough should be pretty direct to agree with someone, right? And Mustafa RZ says, by the way, the music is similar to the Second World War movies music, or to the Music from movies about the Second World War. Yes, right, right. I like the song. It's nice. Okay, so true enough. I mean, the word true right there kind of says it all. And if someone says to you something like, I think that social media is a danger for our young people today. And not someone else is like, true enough? Keep speaking. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. True enough? So you're agreeing with somebody. Yes. Next one. Ooh, 4 to go. Oh, should we save the 500? Let's go for the 100. Here we go. To sum up. This should be a simple one. Is it interrupting, saying something another way, summing up? I'm just going to save us time, okay? Yay! C was the answer. Because the words were pretty much the same. All right. In this question, you would have to try on purpose to get something wrong, right? Let's just move forward. Maybe that's why it was a 100-point question. All right, let's do the 300. Ooh, I'm not so sure about that. Ooh, are we agreeing with somebody, asking somebody for their opinion, asking for clarification and repetition, giving yourself time to think, or disagreeing with somebody? I'm not so sure about that. Okay. Going to be E, disagreeing with someone. I'm not so sure about that. And this is another great example of how it's very respectful to say, I don't agree with you. You're wrong, right? I'm not so sure about that. So someone says, I think we should eat hamburgers for every meal all day long and never eat any other kind of food. And maybe it's your boss and you're like, hey boss, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. There's a lot of other information showing different things, right? So I'm not so sure about that is a very respectful way to say I don't agree with you. All right? Oh, and yes, Mustafa RZ says in a polite way, you say you don't agree. Mahmoud has said, play the song, please. Yes, the song is wonderful. Here we go. Ooh, I gotta take a deep breath. 2 questions left. Let's do the 200. Would you mind repeating that? Okay, is it interrupting, asking somebody for opinion, saying something another way, summing up, clarification, repetition? Let's just do it so we can hear the music. Okay, so would you mind repeating that? Repeating is very close to repetition. You want someone to say something again. Now this is an easy answer, but it's a good phrase to know. Would you mind repeating that? Because if you just say, repeat that, it's kind of rude and it's direct and it's not very kind, right? But even to like a child or an adult or someone that you want to be respectful with or just nice, right? Oh, I'm sorry, would you mind repeating that? Or maybe, you don't speak someone's language, or you don't, if I'm trying to do it in Spanish or another language, it would be useful for me to learn how to say, would you mind repeating that in that language? Okay, right. Last one. Ooh. Would it be bad if I said, oh, lesson's over? No, we have to do the 500-point question. We'll see, is it tricking us? Is it not really a difficult question, or is it going to be difficult? Let's see, Mahmoud Shabanifard says, Call of Duty song, it is. I like Modern Warfare. I don't know. I don't really play video games. So it's possible. You guys would be, you would probably be the expert on that. I would be the person that I wouldn't really know. All right, let's do the last question. 500-point question, the last question of the game. Here we go. sorry to interrupt, but... All right, are we saying something another way? Summing up, giving yourself time to think, interrupting, or asking somebody for their opinion? I'm so disappointed. Let's hear the music. Let's just do it. I'm so surprised that it was D, even though it said interrupt and interrupt. Okay, let's see. How about this? This, I don't think it was a 500-point question, right? The answer was already in the question, but we can find a way to make this a learning experience. Why don't we find other ways to say interrupt? How about that? And maybe we'll hear how they pronounce it too. Here we go, interrupt. All right, let me move it over here so we can see. All right, let's hear their pronunciation from Google.
Interrupt.
One more time.
Interrupt.
Interrupt. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, some nice synonyms. Cut in on, cut in, right? Wow, he cut into the middle of our conversation. It was so rude. He interrupted us. All right, break in. He broke into our discussion and was just like, talking like crazy. He barged in on everyone while we were giving a presentation, and he interrupted us. Intrude, interfere, intervene in. Put one's oars in. Ooh, that's got to be an idiom. An oar. What is an oar? Put one's oar in. All right. Oar. What is an oar? Well, it's for rowing, like in a canoe or in a paddle boat. You use an oar. So in that idiom, put one's oar in means to like stick your nose in a place where it doesn't belong, and you're probably making problems. You're interrupting. Okay. All right. So the last question, I don't think it was a 500-point question, but hey, let's see what happens when we push next. Yay, we are the champion. And the thing is, we're the only player. So I guess it's obvious that we're the champion. All right. Let's see what we have in the comments. Mustafa RZ says the picnic was interrupted by a rain shower. Yes. Mahmoud Shabanifar says, let me know the call number of app programmer to talk with him. I'll read it. Let me know the call number of the app programmer to talk with him about his reason for assessing such high points for the last question. Yes, I was disappointed, but at least we learned some synonyms for the word interrupt. So congratulations, blue team. I guess we are the blue team. And we had no opponents. So even if we would have got only one question right, we still would be the champion. All right. Okay, so that is it for today. Let's take a look. What did we do? All right, so we did online exercises number 2. What did we accomplish? We used online English exercises to improve and test our English, right? Take a look. So we get a check. We explore and explain vocabulary. Sure. And we had some fun. Sure. Online quizzes with cars racing and like a TV show game. What's not to love about it? Okay. So here we go. If you liked our stuff, feel free to like and subscribe. That would be great. You can hit the subscribe button. Let's see the animation. Ooh, ah. All right. And remember our motto, improve your English, become more valuable, right? Improve your skills, improve your abilities, and you can create much more value for yourself and for other people. Okay, so I'm going to type in the comments. I'm going to put my green apple because I love the green apple. So Layla Almeida says, please explain more about height and weight. You're going to have to use Google right now for that because I have to go. My schedule, actually I'm overtime. So I'm going to say thanks for attending this live lesson. All right. All right. Thanks so much. And tomorrow I will be live on Instagram. That's the plan, unless something comes up, but that's my plan. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow and we'll do more lives. Okay? Have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. All right. Bye-bye.